Yo, my peoples, what's up? Jason here with the One Stop Co-op Shop. Today I have a playthrough of Bastion. This one is from a couple years ago. As I record this, you are playing adventurers. Oh, there you go. Here's some adventurers right there. And you are going to be going around your bastion, your citadel, and defending against these monsters. So monsters are going to pour out of this deck one at a time. They're going to surround the bastion, and you're going to do the best that you can to attack them, cast spells, and use these mana chips to do that. This is a very unique game in that it is a puzzle. Despite the adventure trappings, the game this reminds me of the most is like a Splendor or a Century Spice Road. Get stuff, exchange them for more stuff, do so efficiently so that you can defeat the monsters. I think this is a really cool and unique game for how puzzly it is. I think I'm very satisfied when I play this game. So wanted to let everybody know we are in the land where games are expensive, Kickstarters are super expensive. And if you're looking for some value, go into the back catalog, look for cooperative games. You might find a gem like Bastion. But before I go into all that, let me tell you about the One Stop Co-op Shop. We are a gaming empire. We have our Discord channel, which is the heart of our community, completely free to join. Yes, you heard that right. Free to join. You can subscribe to our Patreon so that you can contribute to what we do and get access to additional tiers. But the core of the community is free. Come on in and join. We have the YouTube channel and also the YouTube stream channel. Go ahead, like some videos, subscribe to the channels over there. We also have our podcast twice a week. I do Wednesdays with special topics, and Sundays is gaming goodness. Please join us at the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for cooperative and solo gaming goodness. Let's get on to Bastion. All right, so let's get started with the character section. I have chosen to play with the cleric and the wizard because I'm just a spell casting kind of guy. It doesn't really matter though. There are other characters, but they're the same. There's no unique player powers. It's just basically for aesthetic reasons. You are going to pick characters. I'm playing a two-player game. This game does play 1 to 4. I like having the two to kind of balance, get to different parts of the board. You'll select one of each mana color. So there's six mana on the board, 6 colors that you're going to choose from at the start, and we're ready to begin. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in and play the entire first round. And most of the rules that you are going to need to know for this game can emerge just from this one playthrough. I'll show you. So on a turn, you get 3 actions. You can move 1 quadrant in your citadel. You can channel, which is how you gather energy, and you can also attack. So let's go ahead and start with our cleric over here. There she is. She is going to move. So I want to defeat these monsters, and if you can see, they have a color and they have a number. That means I need 4 blue mana discs in order to defeat them. So I do not have that. I have 1 of each. So that's when I get to use my channel action. I have a blue right there. That won't always happen, by the way. So as you can see, there's a black character over here, and there's no black you have to kind of gather from other places. That's part of the puzzle. But in the beginning, I got a little bit lucky. I got this weenie mountain warrior over there. What I can do is I can take a mana color, any mana color, and I can cover one of these power centers over here, and I would be able to get 3 mana from the supply, like so. So that is my move, channel, and finally I'm going to attack. I have 4 now, 1 that I started with and 3 from the channel, and I spend all 4 and I defeat this monster. So then when I defeat a monster, I'm able to turn it around and it becomes part of my hand, and I can use that as a spell. This particular spell is Fireball, very simple. I get a 1 any mana discount on the next monster that I beat. So I'm going to collect these throughout the game, and this is absolutely necessary to use these effectively in order to get through and beat all the monsters. That was a player turn, very simple. Enemy turns are just as simple. Pull from the top of the deck, and then you would move it around counterclockwise until you hit an obstacle. Obstacle are usually enemies or the wall over here. So then I would take this card and I would put it there, and that would be the enemy phase. However, a lot of the enemies break these rules. There's flying enemies, enemies that latch on to other enemies, that break the movement rules. This particular one is a giant. This one says, fee, fi, fo, fum, I move up the ladder, and I go first. So it would skip over here. Normally, the enemy would go right there, like for weenie enemies, but this is a more powerful one, so they break the rule a little bit. This deck is going to be comprised of mostly weenies, but you will shuffle in different legendary cards, and there are plenty of other monsters to choose from in terms of adjusting the difficulty, having different game experiences, etc. I put in about a normal difficulty one for this playthrough. All right, so let's go ahead and finish the round with Zeron. He is going to move over here, likes the look of that Plains Mage right there. At least in terms of their ability to beat it. So we are going to use a color that I don't think I'm going to use right now, which is green. And then I'm going to get 3 yellow for Zeron, 4 total chips for Zanier. Now, that is not normally enough to beat the Plains Mage. However, Zanier had just acquired this, which was a fireball card, which gives a discount. I can use this as long as I'm in the same space. So here you go. I'm going to use that one and 4 cubes. And this is discarded, so that's removed from the game. And now I have beaten the Plains Mage, and they would give me another power, which is this counts as any color when I want to beat monsters. Very powerful. All right, so Zeron has defeated a yellow monster. I claimed that card as a spell. In addition, if you remember from when I showed the characters, they had these special cards. These are called ritual cards. When a character beats a monster of a color that they have the ritual card for, and here, so I beat a yellow monster, I have a yellow ritual, let's cast something. So I see this giant is right here. They're yellow. And I want to try to beat them a little bit more easily. I'm going to cast this ritual, which in this particular case is a buff for the zone. Every single yellow monster I beat is now at a -2 in terms of its strength over here. So I would only need 5 in order to beat this thing, which is excellent. And so now that I've cast my yellow, again, I beat a yellow monster, so I was able to cast that yellow ritual. I get to draw from the ritual deck, and there's plenty of different kinds of cards. Different land improvements and also different personal ones. I am going to draw the top 2 and keep 1. So I get the Transducer, which is an exchange. I get to exchange a mana every turn when I cast it. Or this land buff, which is to improve one of the blue symbols. So like there's the blue symbol. Sorry about that. Zanier right there. If I were to, on a future turn, have that there and cast it, I would be able to get more mana from that blue. I think I'll keep this as a future bet, and so I have some blue on the other side of the board, so like right there, I can put that there on a future turn. So before I get back to the main playthrough, let me demonstrate a couple of more different types of channel actions, which represent all of the exchanges you could do with the mana tokens. So if you notice, these power centers have mana on them. They are now locked. I channel from them once. I cannot channel from them again as long as they have mana tokens on them. So on a future turn, when I want to open these up again, I would get a blue mana and I would channel from the tower. What the tower does is it lets me take whatever mana is on these outside crystals and opens them up again. That is the essence of the game. Maximizing the use of these, knowing when to use the tower to open them up again, and then keep that exchange going. So now let's say I'm progressed further into the game, and now I have a couple of towers that are have mana cubes on them. Those are locked. I cannot use those again. So at a future turn, I'd go into the Citadel, and then I would acquire all the mana tokens here for my channel and open things up again. So kind of a ladder system. Get the mana from here, clean the mana out, lock this, go inside, and clean the towers out as well. That is the essence of the exchange of the game, and that's part of what makes it so fun. And so that's most of what you need to know to play Bastion. There's plenty of spells and different powers that come out of these decks, and I'll get into that as the playthrough commences. So let me go ahead and pull another character. Ooh, the weeniest of them all, the Dark Beast. We're going to go counterclockwise, as I showed before, and end up at the first available obstacle. So losing the game, by the way, if you cannot advance a monster, let's say this deck is empty, and all the monsters are kind of piled up this way, if they need to advance, then it wouldn't advance. It would just knock the wall down, and you would lose. the game. So I am planning on keeping the monsters nice and spaced out and killing them as they come out, so that in order to win the game, I would just eliminate every monster and none of them advance to the door. We're back to the top. Sanir is going. So she's going to go for it. This is a really great opportunity. We have this -2 discount on a really big monster over here. 7 is pretty fat. So what we're going to do is we are going to use one of her tokens to channel 3 red. However, there's no red here. So I'm going to ask Zeron, can I use that snazzy potion you have? Sure. Why not? So we are going to spend these random 5 tokens because the alchemy potion lets us spend any color. Very powerful, but it's out of the game now. So I have 5 tokens and I have 2 from the discount. I have defeated the Plains Giant. Fantastic. And I get this power, which is Horn of Plenty. When I channel in a future turn, I get to take 2 extra of whatever that is. That will probably be black so that I can take these out. So you got to use the chains in order to play this game effectively. So that is the end of her turn. All right, what do we get? Another weenie. I like, oh, and another yellow. I did not do that on purpose, people. So we are going to go ahead and the giant was able to break that rule here. They are going to just stop at the latest, at the earliest obstacle. Turns in this game are really, really quick. The time is actually spent strategizing and doing all the exchanges. Once you actually know what you're doing, very easy to implement. So Zeran is going to do a tower channel. It's going to use this blue mana at the tower and then reclaim these for their own. And that leaves Sanir to be able to channel from these at a future turn. Great. And so Zeran does not see monsters that he could beat, at least with his current set of mana. So he's going to move over here and prepare for next turn. Let's see what monster comes out. We have the Dark Mage. I only have 1 black. Ooh, but another one of those alchemy ones. Fantastic. So around and around we go. Bam! We now have monsters at this second wall thing over there. All right, it is now Sanir the Priest turn. She sees that 4 is over there, just walked right into my emitter. And I cleared out this thing so I could just get yellow tokens and kill it. And I only have 1 token left because I'd beaten that big monster. But patience is a virtue. Good things come to those who wait. We're going to move over here. We're going to do a setup turn. We are going to put this one, this is the only one I have, over there. And then I'm going to get 3 more. And I'm going to use this Horn of Plenty in order to get 2 more black. So now I have 5, and I'm feeling pretty good about my odds, at least of getting something. You might be wondering about trades at this point. Can I trade mana or cards? Pretty much no. I didn't see anything. The word trade does not appear in the rulebook once, as far as I can tell. Apologies for anyone who's screaming at the screen. This is the wizard. I meant to move the wizard, not the cleric. So the wizard is right there. All right. So we are going to pull from this deck, and we got a Fire Beast, another weenie. I'm getting pretty lucky with the pulls. I'm not getting a lot of legendary creatures. They'll come. So then we're going to go ahead and move clockwise. They're going to set up camp right there. Right into my trap, Zeran, the wizard, has a transducer, which I love this power. This one lets me trade mana with the supply of my mana for its mana once per turn, so really flexible. And I get to use it when I beat this Fire Beast, but I only have 2 of these tokens over here. Do not have 3. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move back here. That's not too big a problem. We are going to use a green right there, and we are going to get 3 more red to bring to the Fire Beast. Let's go ahead and finish off Zeran's turn. Oh, look at that. Traded green. I got a green Forest Warrior. That's all right. Another weenie. But you see that I am now starting to get some buildup of the monsters over here. I beat a bunch early. I'm using turns to kind of build back up again. But in the meantime, the monsters just coming and coming and coming. Hopefully I can break ranks and kill a few of these. All right, so here's where a little bit of long-term strategy comes in for the game. So we have our cleric over here. And eventually, I think I'm going to want to take her this way and start beating some stuff up. Has a green of there, so I'm not going to come back here anytime soon. So we are going to take this channel, and we are going to acquire 3 green. Here are my 3 green. And we are going to move over here. Now, I wish I had enough juice to kill that thing, because a 2 fireball would be really useful. But instead, I'm going to take the smaller win, spend 3 black, and defeat this thing. This is an extra move, so in case I need to get across the board, that's a nice one to have. So not only did I beat a monster, I was able to kind of use this a little bit, use that up, get that ready to be towered, I guess that's a word, and I have some green to use this one too, eventually, and kill that forest troll and get a fireball. So gotta look ahead. That's kind of the core strategy of the game. And let's go ahead and put another monster out there, another weenie. I think I'm getting rid of all the beasts, which is not good news relative to the rest of the game. I'm gonna get pummeled soon. All right, so let me show you the character page really quickly. I'm not going to bounce back and forth between the characters. I want to keep the playthrough smooth and streamlined. So right now, my mage has a lot of tokens, hasn't killed too many things, but is ready to strike and is going to get this in just a second. My cleric has green. One of the reasons I wanted to get green, besides just killing things and getting that fireball, was that she has a ritual too to get that down there. So getting through your rituals, identifying which ones you want to place so that you can get new ones. That's also part of the game. And she also has this runner card as well. And so speaking of wizard, we're going to use one of those red tokens, of which I have plenty. I'm going to put that on blue to get a nice blue channel. That's for later. We'll see if that what happens there. And maybe I can get that runner right there. We're going to move over here, and we are going to defeat the Fire Beast, which is another runner card. One thing I forgot to mention before the monster pull is that I did get my transducer. So the transducer allows me to trade mana with the stock 1 for 1. So that is really nice to kind of get some flexibility in my mana pool. So let's go ahead and pull 2 ritual cards and see what I get. I get another transducer, which would be really powerful, and also a buffed yellow. I don't have, well, I have yellow over here. I can have him beat that yellow and get that going again. I might be holding on to this purple for a while. So you know what? As powerful as transducers are, I think I want to just get the ritual deck going, have the wizard beat this thing, and go on from there. So it might look really scary that I'm progressing around the board. That's part of the game. I'll be able to pick those off. When the deck is done, then the cards are going to kind of crowd back towards the door. So it's not bad to kind of have a few monsters out there hanging out. All right, Dark Warrior, another weenie. I am tempting fate. Right there. All right, so let's go ahead with my cleric. They're in the southern zone. Going to move 1. Get out of here. I want to use that. We're going to put this black. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put a green. Put a green there. I'm going to get 3 green back. And that green plus, or that 3 green plus the 1 that I have in my zone. I now have 1 black and 1 green left in my personal thing. I'm going to beat the forest troll. Let's do that. Get out of here, a forest warrior, and get a fireball spell. And I'm able to put this anywhere on the board that I want. I think I'm going to be a little bit forward looking and put it here. Because I have a feeling that my wizard is going to need some resources to beat stuff right there. All right, so let's see what I get. Yeah, there we are, spy. There it is. So this is a legendary enemy. You can shuffle in a lot of them. This is the weakest one. There's like ones that go up to like 10 and 12 and stuff, so forget that. Spy. But they do get to use their power, which is, in this particular case, they summon 1 extra monster. So the spy is going to summon 2 extra monsters. This could be really bad. That's not so bad. And yeah. Wow, this escalated quickly thanks to the spy. You will notice that the enemy's color is white. In order to defeat this monster, you would have to use the color of the banner where it appears. So if it appeared here, I would use yellow to beat it, but it appeared here, so I would need black. Take a look at the ritual cards that Asanier got for putting that down. We have a collector and a buff for the black. Let's go ahead and use, or at least collect the black buff, and we'll try to use that in a future turn. All right, so let's go ahead and go with Ziran. I think I'm going to walk away from the action a little bit, but I think this will be worth it. All right, so we are going to put a red right there from Ziran's board. We're going to get 3 yellow. Because of the 2 yellow discount, I only need to spend 2 in order to beat this Plains Warrior and get the fireball power. Very, very nice power to have. This is now totally gunked up, which is fine. I would need to go into the middle, take the tower out, and then in another turn sweep that up. By the time all that's done, it'll be later in the game and there'll be monsters kind of flowing in here, but for now I don't have to worry about it. All right, we are now around the bend over here. So let's go ahead and place this symbiote. Ooh, symbiotes are not good. What a symbiote does is it latches on to the first monster that it encounters and adds to it. So in order to beat this monster, it would be 3 purple and 4 green. That stinks. I really should be better doing this right as I beat the enemy, not after the enemy phase, but it all works out. This was a ritual card that I satisfied by beating the Plains Warrior. So we're going to go ahead and put this right there because I have a feeling this area is going to see a lot of action pretty soon. This one will buff this orb over here and give me 1 extra mana when I channel. And also before the end of my turn, I have my transducer power. And I'm going to transduce this yellow into black because I see some black enemies out here that need some killing. Let's go ahead and pull from the ritual deck to replace that yellow I just placed. We got a purple summoner and this discount one. Oh, I love my discount ones. Don't know. I don't have a red out there, but they're coming. All right, it is Sanier's turn. The priest. Right here, she is going to move there. Very simple turn of forthcoming. We are going to use this green and acquire 3 black. We are going to use all 4 of my symbols, which I'm not bothered by too much. It's not bad to have nothing. I'll show you why when our turn comes around again. But we're going to use those 4, and we're going to beat this Dark Warrior and get another fireball. Sanya now has 2 fireballs, and you can use as many as you want. So if I have a bigger monster, I can combine these and use as many as I want. So that is a nice, simple turn right there. She has used her ritual and is going to use the buff for black. Let's go ahead and look forward a little bit and put that black one right there because I'm going to be using that fairly soon. Let's go ahead and check out other cards that I have. I have red and purple. Oh boy, discount city. Here we go. Plus, I already have a red card there, and it's kind of difficult unless the board is swarming with red to get those. So let's go ahead and use those. These are my 2 that I have for the priest. All right, we are officially around the bend. Another giant, a fire giant. I was just talking about red. Here we are. The fire giant, if you remember, they horn through. They're like, get out of here. And they actually go to the door. So I have a monster to deal with right at the door there. This is time for my wizard to go. Gonna go ahead and pop over to this area. First of all, we're gonna take a purple and we are going to transduce that into a black, eventually loading up to get that delicious card right there. We're going to take another purple and we're going to get 3 yellow because it's there. Basically, no other reason, because it's there. And we are going to take my 3 blue, my only 3 blue, and we are going to defeat this monster. Lots of runners. The runners don't do too much. They're nice to have, but that was just basically to keep the board clear. And the other thing it allowed me to do is place this other obelisk over there, so I buffed this one as well, so we got lots of buffage for the enemies that are coming right there. I like that. So let's see what else I can do. I have my collector, green and a red. I already have a red, to acquire, so I think I'm going to get this collector and work on that for a future turn. Let's go ahead and pull a card, which could have been another symbiote, which means that that would have grown again. It is not another symbiote. It is a regular monster. So right now, I cleaned out my sheet. I have no mana. So the rules are explicit. Whenever you want to channel and you have no mana, you take a mana of the same color from the supply and put that there. So that's a very nice way to be efficient with your summons. Kind of drain yourself a little bit, take advantage of the free placement, and get mana that way. We're going to go ahead and acquire 3 and not do anything because I have a plan for next turn. Here comes another monster, a symbiote. Oh man, just in time. I have 2 symbiotes right there, but this one is going to hop in and buff this one. That leaves my wizard. Let's go ahead and see what they're up to. So I'm going to take this purple that I have and get 3 purple, and I'm going to do my transduction now, which means that I get 2 purple and a black for that. I've been piling up them blacks for the entire turn, or for multiple turns, I should say. Got 4 blacks, and I got a fireball. So finally got to use my fireball. I'm going to spend all that, and yes! Bang! I love this card. So flexible. And to end off my turn, to get a little bit closer to the action, we're going to go right there. Let's go ahead and pull another enemy. Oh my god. I asked for it. I asked for it. Oh man. 2 symbiotes on top of this thing. That's going to be fun, isn't it? All right, so we are going to have to do this thing. So I'm going to put a green right there. I'm going to get 3 purple. I'm going to use this 3 purple. I'm going to use my last 2 green. So now my cleric has nothing left. We're going to use those 2, and we're going to use these 2 fireballs. And we are going to defeat the minor symbiote. Oh boy. But the good news is I get both of these spells. And what this allows me to do is allows me to swap the placement of 2 monsters. So if I have a dominant color, but the monster is way on the other side of the board, I could swap. So that's really powerful right there. And I also, because I defeated a purple, I can use my purple. And I think what I'm going to do, as much as I hate to defeat one of my buffs, we're going to have to go ahead and switch that out. We discard this, and this will help me beat the symbiote and whatever else comes right there. So that was the cleric's turn. She's going to pick 2. She wants a transducer. So we are going to go ahead and do the transducer. And if this is another symbiote, there's 4. Oh, there's only 3. In normal mode, there's only 3. So I'm not going to get another symbiote. A cavalry. Ooh. So that's number 6. And it goes right there. All right, we are back over at the wizard. The wizard notices, and I didn't even plan this. There's 3 greens right there. So we're going to use a tower. And once again, leveraging the fact that I do not have black, we're going to put the black right there from the supply. And then we're going to take these 3, and we're going to immediately defeat this runner right there. I have so many runner cards. No hand limit. I have 5 runner cards amongst my characters, 3 for the wizard. So now I have another summon right there. So I can move if I want to. And I think I'm going to move over here. So I can get that tower summoned. Eventually I want to have like a big summon where I just kind of take all the tower stuff. So that'll happen. Another thing I was able to do is I was able to fulfill the collector by beating the green. The collector is actually pretty weak in 2-player because you only have 1 player to choose from, and I happen to have the player that's chronically out of mana. That's no good. Another transducer, that's pretty nice. And a black summon. Let's go ahead and get a second transducer going. Love those. Let's see what the deck has in store for me. I haven't seen the 3rd legendary enemy yet. I've seen the symbiotes. I've seen 2 out of 3 giants. That is not it. That is another weenie, Fire Warrior. Right there. Back to the Cleric, Sanier. Once again, of the no tokens, but that is perfectly fine. We're going to go ahead and put a black token right there. We're going to summon 3 black tokens and spend them immediately to defeat this spy. Bye-bye. This is the prism, so I can choose any whatever crystal thing. And instead of getting the color, I can get any color. So for one time, if I chose this, then I would not get purple. I could get any color I want. So I like that power. Now, the other reason I did that was to get the transducer. So it's not technically a black enemy, but I used black to defeat it. So I'm going to go say yes. So I'm going to go ahead and check the FAQ or something to see if I can't do this. But I like the transducer so much that she wants her own, even though she never has tokens. Perfectly fine. So we are going to pull, and we are going to see, ooh, we got a discount and another thing right there. Let's go with another stone. It came in really handy to have another stone over there. Or not in the hand, I should say. And it is the Plains Cavalry. Ooh, starting to get the bigger monsters. Cavalry is basic, but it's the biggest basic. And I got them clustered over there. So now we're back to our wizard. Once again, I'm going to take advantage of the rule that says that if I don't have it, then I could take it from the supply. I'm going to put a green right there. We're going to go ahead and claim these 3. You're going to turn one of these purple into a black with my transducer. And then we're going to move to the middle. I think I'm going to execute a tower channel with the wizard next turn. Let's go ahead and pull from the monster. I am very close to the back of the deck. Once I get to the back of the deck, they're going to start flowing towards the front. We got a fire mage. Love that power, as I keep on saying, right there. All right, time for the cleric to go. Now that we have more red out there, it seems to be important that I gather some red. So we're going to take that from the supply. Once again, she's broke. And just have those in tow and then move right into the action very soon. So just to show you the rhythm of the game, zooming out again, I did pretty good clearing out all this space. And now I'm kind of powering back up a little bit. So the monsters have gunked up, but I'm not too worried about that. Now, I may have screwed this up in terms of my strategy. Not the rules. I think I'm okay on the rules. I'm sure people will let me know if I've screwed up any rules. Read the comments for rules corrections. But strategy-wise, so the way that the end game works is that the monsters, so let's say that this deck was empty and I would just take monsters. So then I would take the back monster and it would hop over one group and then keep on going until it hit an obstacle. Now, I probably should have left a couple of enemies alive just to kind of slow that process down a bit. I did not do that. I'm going to take this opportunity to not kill everything here. I mean, there were just so many easy monsters there. I just kind of swiped the floor with them. We're going to try to break this up a little bit and slow the monster progress down from now on. See what happens. So now we got a fire cavalry right there, and I'm starting to get some bigger, fatter monsters. Red ones too, so watch out for that. All right, so this is fun. This is going to be a big move. So let's do a tower channel that clears out the towers and that lets this be refilled again. So that's pretty cool. I now have 11 tokens on my board. We are going to go here. We have a 2 purple discount on this symbiote monster over there. The swamp warrior with the 2 things sucking out of it. So it would take 10 total tokens. Going to spend this. Which is I could use any tokens in any combination. So like I said, one of my favorites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A big mess of mana to defeat this monster. And I get all these cards. Don't know how useful swapping is just yet, but I love having lots of cards and lots of options. Boom! And I love having a transducer, so I have 2 of them now. I have 2 transducers and a collector. Done pretty good at getting my rituals done. So let's see, another ritual. Look at that, another transducer. Why not? So then transducers are so much more powerful than collectors, especially in a low player game. So I have 1 lowly token left, and I'm going to transduce that into blue because it takes blue in order to trigger off this 3rd transducer. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and see what comes out. I have not seen the third specialist legendary monster yet. I wonder if it is. No, not quite. Forest Mage. Not quite the scouts I was facing before, were they? All right, so let's get to the cleric over here. The cleric is going to use her prism spell in order to put a spell on, in order to be able to summon whatever she wants from one of the tokens. Let's see, green, blue, there's everything here. So we'll just pick green for the time being, but we are going to summon red with it. And we are going to use these 3 plus this 1 to defeat the fire mage right there and get its fireball. I like having a fireball spell. That's nice. Also, I get to place this one, which is a +1, and I'm going to put it there. I have a feeling lots of fire coming, so a good spot for it. And oh yeah, let me pick a new ritual card. Another transducer in purple this time. I am almost at the beginning of the deck. I have like 10 cards left in here. Another mage. The mages are all piled up. Time for the wizard. I'm going to be a bit sneaky. I'm going to be proud of myself for this one. So you see the player boards, I'm showing them, only have 1 each. We're going to use the collector to take this one and use hers to fire up this orb over there. Let's go ahead and get 3 blue, which gives me 4. We are going to move over here, and we are going to use these 4 chips and this 1 fireball right there to defeat the newly spawned mountain mage. Very nice. Always love to have those. Although, I am getting a lot of transducers now. I have 3 transducers and a collector and no mana on my board whatsoever. But I like having them because it's not going to last for long, not having any mana. So that was a nice little combo right there. Let's go ahead and pick more. 2 collectors. I'm already working on a red one over there, so I guess I'll take this black. Let's go ahead and pick an enemy. A Valkyrie. Ooh, this is the second big enemy. Okay, so this is highly annoying, and I really don't like this at all. It flies. So that means that in this zone, it covers this, and it does not allow me to channel at all. Second of all, this shield means that I must attack it first. I cannot attack any of these on the way. So I was hoping to take advantage. I had a +1 black, a +1 red over there. That was definitely getting taken advantage of, but the Valkyrie just killed that whole thing. And gave cover to these monsters, plus this monster, when it comes out next turn. All right, so my next few turns, unfortunately, going to be pretty easy because I got nothing going on. Really, especially killing that symbiote over there. That took a lot out of me. So no tokens, so we're going to grab one from the supply and get 4 yellow because we are buffed over there. We're hopefully going to beat this plain cavalry next turn. All right, let's go ahead and grab another monster. It is a plains beast. All right, finally, a little guy. All right, this is terrible. We're going to move over here because I was planning to do that with the wizard. Instead, just have to grab it from the supply again because I got nothing. I'm going to get 3 purple, but I have 3 transducers, and I'm going to turn those to red. Reason being that the Valkyrie is in the red zone, so I need red to kill that Valkyrie, and that is going to... Oh, that's not that there. There we go. 3 red is going to be... earmarked for the Valkyrie next turn. Another monster, another swamp cavalry. Wow. But what I do have a lot of cavalry out there, and they are expensive, but once I beat a couple, they have the fireball, so I'm going to kind of hit a virtuous cycle when I do start beating them. It just feels a little bit tense right now. Wow, that Valkyrie really messed me up. Whatever. So we're going to do a tower channel over there. Have to spend, because I have it, I'm going to spend it off of there, but at least I get those. And I am actually going to start, well, I'm going to transmute into yellow right there. And we are going to start our virtuous cycle. So let's go ahead and discard these 5, as well as a fireball to defeat this plains cavalry, which will get me a better fireball. Hopefully that will propel me to kill a couple of these things. We're getting close to the beginning of the deck. There's 5 cards left, and they're all big. I have not seen the third big monster yet. There it is. Priest. So just like the Valkyrie, the Priest provides cover. So it goes this way. And so monsters to this and this side cannot be attacked. Got to attack the Priest first. Now we have our Intrepid Wizard, who is going to Tower Summon. Does not have a purple currently in the supply, so going to, in their personal supply, going to take it from the general. And we're going to take these 3, and we're going to Transducer again. Good thing we have plenty of red in the supply. We have plenty of everything in the supply. What am I talking about? Okay, so finally we are going to go over here, and we are going to spend 5 to kill this Valkyrie. This gives me a range attack, so I can attack anything on the board that I want. Man, I just to show you, I know this is off screen, but this is how many cards I have. These, I don't know when I'm going to use those. But I have a couple flips if I need them. This thing would be nice if I actually had mana to use and the range power. So I have lots of cards. See how that goes. And we're going to take that, and we have a Forest Cavalry, another fireball creature. Cannot attack them until I attack. All right, time for our Intrepid Cleric to go. She's all the way up here. She freed up the Summon Crystal right there, so can take that one from the supply and get 4 more for herself. Right there. And we are going to move her. Where'd she go? She was supposed to be there. Now she's there. Move her over here, and we're going to kill this Plains Beast. Nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. And free up that spot. Now, you see that... actually, well, first let's do this. Because I had summoned that. Let's go ahead and put that somewhere. We're going to put that over here because a whole bunch of monsters are going to show up there real soon. Let's see what she gets to replace. She gets chance at another Transducer green. So let's go ahead and do that. So now you see the virtues of leaving spaces, which I did not do. Everything's clear over there. They have a clear shot. That is no good because when I summon the monster, it will go to the first available space, jumping over this initial one. So we got another Priest. So this Swamp Cavalry is covered to the 9s. Ziran is up. It's actually going to collect one with the collector from the Priest. Is going to summon 4. Remember that. That's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to spend that 4. We're also going to borrow this improved fireball from the wizard, which is why from the cleric, which is why I used it. And we are going to beat the fire cavalry and continue that virtuous cycle of beating the bigger monsters. So that is really nice right there. And this is super nice. We have this plus -2 to beating a red monster. We're actually going to put it there. Towards the end game, we're going to get a pile up on this side as the monsters move. So I'm going to try to take advantage and kill maybe 1, maybe 2 red monsters right there. So now we are starting to make our way, Death March style, to the front. All right, Swamp Mage. That's pretty big. I have 2 left. One of them is another one of these priests, and then another, probably a fairly strong enemy, because I think I beat all the scouts. And what the cleric's going to do is they're going to swap this Swamp Mage for this Swamp Priest with this swapping power for the symbiote that I got defeated earlier. All right, second thing is I'm going to use my last mana to draw 4 black. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to impose upon our friend over here. We are going to use 2 of his spells, a 2 fireball and a swap of, or use any color. So those 4 with those 2 will defeat this priest. The priest becomes a spell. This means I could take another action immediately whenever I want. Full turn and then trigger the enemy. So this is a really nice card to have, which is why I wanted it. Also, Transducer. Fantastic. Now she has 2 and he has 3. And she also has the last Transducer in her pile. Let's see. I'm running out of cards to get. I have two 2 extra nodes. I kind of like having the extra summon. So let's go ahead and do the extra summon over there. Only 2 cards left. The final priest right there. This one is the last giant. 7 point. So the shape of my enemies has come forth. All right, so let's hit it with the mage. Mage is going to place their last token here. We're going to put 3 on there, but with the way that the board is laid out and my cards are, that's not going to do me much good. I'm going to spend this card to take an extra turn. So right away, I skip the enemy turn and I take an extra turn. I'm going to, now that I do not have any red, I'm going to take the red. Actually, I should probably take it from the supply. Just like that, because I'm going to claim these 3. Oh, and in the last turn that I took, I should have noted this. I turn all of these into black. And for my next trick, I'm going to have taken these. I'm going to transmute all of those into black as well. And I'm going to defeat this Dark Priest, which gets me that power back. So I spent 2 turns this thing in order to clear this spot. And kind of get that going that way. And I also cleared this out. I wanted to open these one more time to get the extra mana. I will need it. And you know what this last card is. It is a giant. It is going to go all the way around and land right there. I'll catch up with y'all whenever I get to you. All right, so here we go. We're at the exciting end game. The pile of monsters is empty. And now we're going to start to get monsters flowing this way. They're going to stop at each obstacle. So first of all, our Clerico, she is going to, since she's completely empty, she's going to go here. And we are going to select 4 mana. From there, she has 2 transductions. So she is going to transduce into green. She needs to defeat green to get her last transducer, or if I want to use that one. So let's just prepare for that. She can't really do anything right now. So the monster is going to move there. And desperate times call for desperate measures. We have the wizard who is going to go, going to spend a extra move. That's what that does. So 1, 2. We do not have any tokens right over there. So we're going to take one from the area. We're going to pull 3 from there. And we're not going to transduce those at all. What we're going to do is we're going to do this and use an extra turn. And we are going to use the tower channel. So the tower channel gets me all 4 of these at the low cost of a blue from the reserve. I have the transduction, so I'm going to transduce all 3 of these, all 3, and we are going to turn them into 2 black and a yellow. So now what we're going to do is we are going to use this rook move to trade the Plains Priest for the giant. Get back there, giant. I don't want to deal with you. And I have 5 yellow, -2 right there. You came in handy. I didn't get enough of these down there. I didn't draw enough of these. They're all at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to draw them now. I'm going to use it. And I defeated the last priest. And I have my last extra go in a round. But I think that was totally worth it. And now for the monster phase. Here they come. Boom. All right. So I talked a lot of junk about this extra move before. But I'm eating my words now. So we're going to go over here. We're going to spend one of our black to get 3 purple. And the reason I did that was because I could spend these 2 extra moves to move back here. And with my 3 purple that I have gained, I am going to defeat this swamp mage because there is a -2 purple right there. Did that for a couple of reasons. One, it's just good to kill monsters. 2, then this purple is going to be next, and I want them to fall into this trap as well. So they're going to move right where the other one was, and I could do the same thing to this purple as well. It is the wizard's turn. I got to tell y'all, this is really tense. I'm puzzling this out. It's a really exciting ending. I love this game. So we're going to go over here, and we are going to spend 1 black mana. I only have 1 black mana left. We are going to get 3 tokens right there. going to transduce this 1 into a purple, which is 4. I'm going to spend this 4, and I'm going to kill at range because I have that. What could I kill at range? Look what I had set up right there. We are going to take out the final purple and have the fireball for later use. I love that. And I'm pretty satisfied with this death trap over here. You shall not pass! All right, so now we're back to the cleric. The cleric is going to spend 1, and that's the last over here. It's all gunked up, but we are going to get 3. That's pretty nice. And then we're going to move into this space, and we are going to slay with my 5 right there, the forest mage, and go ahead and get a very nice power up. Love that one. We are going to take the forest cavalry, and they're coming. They're coming. And oh, by the way, I was able to acquire my last transducer by killing that green. Let's see. Ooh, -2. And the +1 for there. I still have a forest cavalry to defeat. So we are going to take this and place it over there. Set up another death trap. All right, it is the wizard's turn. But before I go, I know I'm going to have to do this. So I might as well just do it now. Got my last swap of a position. Thank you so much, symbiotes. And I'm going to swap the position of these 2 cards to set the death trap up properly. And then I am going to take a green from the supply because I got nothing. And acquire 3 green to take care of some business very soon. And I am going to move because I have a feeling that I'm going to sweep up the tower stuff next turn. And so here's what I was talking about. No enemies, no interruptions over there. So we are just going to start getting monsters towards my door. All right, we are just going to do some setup. So we're going to take advantage of that one last time. Her thing is empty, so she is going to take that. And 4 pieces, taking advantage of that. And we are also going to move into the middle. We are going to set up for the final showdown. Death trap number 1. Here we go. All right, I set it up as efficient a tower summon as I could manage. There we go. So we're going to keep this blue. We're going to transduce these 3. We're going to transduce all those into 2 black and a green. We're going to step into the combat area. And we are going to spend our 4 green with the death trap there to defeat this thing and get a fireball. Hopefully that gets me there, and I have 2 fireballs of double value. So I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm feeling okay. Here comes the fire giant to replace it. And so we are going to continue. We have our cleric over here. She is going to spend 1 of her red into 3 yellow, but yellow is basically useless at this point. We're going to transduce those into 2 red and a black. So then we now have our 5 red that we need because of the -2, and we can kill this fire giant. Sweet! Fire giant, get out of here. Ah! They keep coming. All right, so just to give you a view of the whole board, after this round, this one will move out of the kill zone. So I absolutely need to take care of this one right now. So it's the wizard's turn. We are actually going to use that one last time, the tower summon, take that from the supply because I don't have green. And then we are going to take these thingobobbers right there. I'm going to transmute all of those that I got here into 1 red and 2 black. So now I have 4 black and 3 red on my balance sheet. So I have 3 red to spend, and 3 red is all I need to beat this thing and get it out of the game. It is the final countdown. Oh boy, I need to take care of that right now. So right now, the way it stands, I would lose if I let any of these move in. So I have to strategically kill real fast. And so for my last movement, he's going to move in here because we are making a final stand. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Some of you older heads might recognize that tune. Taking a blue with the cleric from the supply, and I get to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. But then I get to take 2 more because I am using this recently acquired Horn of Plenty for 5. So I have 5, and I am going to use one of my compatriots' fireballs to only spend 4 to beat this monster, the mountainous cavalry. So that will be a fireball that is back in my possession. So then at the end of the turn, whoop, there we go. It's coming down to the wire. The wizard, it goes, and they have 4 black, so they're in decent enough shape. It is not terrible. So we are going to spend a black there. We're going to get 3 red, which is 3 black. And we have 6 black over there, which we are going to spend. Ugh, boy, this is a really tough one, isn't it? But we're going to have to spend that 6 black, wiping me out, and I now have beaten the Dark Cavalry, which gives me a fireball. So here is the coolest thing. So I have this thing. I've been saving it. So we got 1 time. We managed to build up 3 fireballs. I used my collector. The cleric had 1 black left. So with 3 fireballs and 2 or 1 black, that is 7. That defeats the final dark giant before they're able to reach the door. I have won the game. Woo! Y'all have no idea how much I was staring at this board to execute that strategy. Oh, I love this game. It is such a cool puzzle. I really hope you enjoyed this playthrough. On behalf of Zarin and Sahir, or whatever their names are, Wizard and Cleric, thank you very much for tuning in. Check this game out. It's usually fairly cheap on Amazon or somewhere else. That's where I got it. And I really enjoyed this. I hope you did too. So this is Jason reminding you that we'll see you at the next stop.